I've been thinking a lot, like reflecting about my grandpa's life and legacy, and I think the biggest lesson that I learned from him was that it's not about how long we live or where we live, but it's about how we live. And I was thinking about also like what I was going to say, because it's literally physically impossible to summarize in like under 5 minutes, but I'll keep it short. And you know, I thought I would start with a memory because it's something that I've always kind of kept with me. So it goes like this. When I was in grade 2, I could not read for the life of me. And if anyone knows, grade 2 is like the turning point, okay? Like you better know how to read by the time you get into grade 3 or else you're screwed. And I couldn't read, like it was really difficult for me. And I was scared and I was disappointed in myself because everyone else was reading, but I just could not. Like, it wasn't that it was boring, I just couldn't do it. And so my mom and dad would try to buy me books to motivate me to read, but it wasn't that I didn't want to, I just literally couldn't. And so my grandpa decided that he would tutor me and we would work on developing my reading skills. So pretty much every Sunday for a year, he picked me up and took me to his house and we would read together. And the funny thing is if any of you have been to his house, it's just full to the ceiling with a bunch of crap. And most of it's books. And what is in books is African artifacts. And he had exactly one children's book. And it was called "Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears." It was an African proverb. And I don't think he like really understood like how bad it was. Like I really couldn't read. So it took me like 2 months to get through the title page, okay? Because mosquitoes for grade 2 is actually like a really hard word to sound out. And it took me a while, and I would get really frustrated, and you know, he would just say to me, he'd be like, you know, Keyonna, you're gonna be my star pupil one day. You're gonna get through this. And and so I read that book front to back for months, and by the time 3rd grade had come, I was a master at reading, quite literally. Like I was in grade 3 and I had the reading level of like a grade 9, but that's besides the point. And he inspired me, is what he did. Like him pushing me through it, sticking on that title page for 3 months. That was inspiration to get through the book, okay? And that's what I needed. That's what I needed all along. Was I needed someone who was like, you know what? Even if you can't get through this title page, we're just gonna sit here until you do. So that's what I did. And he taught me the importance of hard work and determination and self-worth. And he would sit with me and he would be like, you know what, like you're beating yourself up over this word. Like it's like you're gonna get it. Even if it takes you a year, Keyonna, you'll get it. And I got it. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is that God has given me so many incredibly important things in my life, but I can truly say that one of the best gifts a person can receive from God is inspiration. And for me, inspiration was my grandpa. Inspiration was his career, it was his heart, it was his selflessness, and he inspired me to try to change my circumstances, even though they seemed impossible to change. And you know, it's hard to come across people in your lifetime who can impact your life so profoundly. And I can honestly say, and I think almost everyone in this room can say that he did that to every single person here. Whether it was a joke or God knows what else it might have been, but he was quite the fellow. He changed everyone, and he was so selfless in doing it. He was so compassionate and kind in doing that, and it wasn't a chore. And I think that's something that I really admire about him, is that he just had a love for people. His love for God was just so profound that it didn't matter to him to give everything he had. He would do it. He would give you anything. It didn't matter. He would take the shirt off his back to give to you just because you needed it. And I think it's fitting to say that he was a perfect example of how the way we live is so important, and why it doesn't matter how long we live or where we live, but it matters how we live and how we affect people and how we strive to change people's lives and how we care for ourselves. And Because my grandfather's life was so successful and inspiring, I challenge you all to do the same. I challenge you to be the same servants of God that he was, and I challenge you to change someone's life. I challenge you to be compassionate and kind. And I just want to end by saying that I got a role model and a supporter and a loving grandfather all wrapped up in one, but most importantly, I got inspiration, and I don't think I will ever be able to thank him enough. So I really appreciate you all coming and supporting my family and I today while we go through this hard time. Thank you guys.